If you're in your 20s and you're holding yourself quite well compared to others who are still stinking with that orderly good perfume which they bought on an online site for a huge amount which their salary can't afford, or are trying to buy a car which obviously their tiny salary can't get, or maybe they are taking a loan for their degree that might land them a small job as a part-timer, and still they are convincing themselves that avocado toast is still an investment strategy cause you are building up your health. Yeah, that sounds ridiculous. Meanwhile, you're asking the real question: why am I broke even though I'm busy and never did the things they do? Here's the uncomfortable truth about it. The money decision you make in your 20s decide whether you look rich or are building wealth in your 30s, or a financial dog who has stress, and it's every month that you have to take that stress and keep it up until the next month arrives and your paycheck is here in your pocket.
Larry, what do you think the meaning of life is?
Work! It's important to be useful. Look at me, I got it all figured out. I get up, I shower, I come to work, I work all day, I go home, I go to sleep. I get up, I shower, I come to work, I work all day, I go home, I go to sleep. I get up, I shower, I come to work.
The money decisions you make in your 20s are really crucial. Most people get this completely backward. They think their 20s are for spending and their 30s are for getting serious about life. I'm not here to sell you motivation or something. I'm here to save your future from hating yourself. Cause you have to make some hard decisions that will make you a bit relaxed in the days which you should live. Today we are going to talk about 7 purchases which you should make in your 20s that will quite decide your financial health and wealth in upcoming future, that is just 10 years from now. A quick disclaimer before we start: no, I'm not a financial advisor. Yes, I have also made dumb mistakes in past related to finance obviously, and that's how I learned what actually works in this market. And that's why I'm just giving a short warning that you really need to start investing before it's too late. Now let's begin with the ideas of purchasing something in your 20s that will help you in your 30s. The first thing is not something which you should have, or it's more like a thing which you should at least try to have. So the first thing is a side hustle. And yes, it's a purchase because side hustles are free. They cost time, tools, skills, and something like money for camera gear, software, I guess a website if you're promoting yourself, courses to learn more, and books to understand what you're doing is something which is already studied. People fail because they treat side hustle like a hobby which they can do and change if they don't feel like, and expect that they will have business level returns. Your 20s are the only time when you can afford to experiment with without any consequences. Like, even if you had any consequence, you have decent amount of time to recover from it. So not having any mortgage, not having kids, and not having the attitude that I can't fail, and you will not have the pressure for it. Failing at 23 is a character development where you learn that you did fail but you know what to do now. But failing at your 43 will require therapy, because at that age you don't have anything to recover from. You can't just go out find yourself a job because that's practically a retirement age for the corporate world. So it's more like don't chase the trend, build your own ideas and what you already know, and not something you want to know and convert it into a side hustle. Good with tech, good with design, or good with explaining stuff, just like me, then you know what to do. And that's your entry point. Just start there and find something that you can enjoy in your free time and do as a side hustle, not like a permanent business and skip all the things which you're already doing which are earning you. Next up on list is index funds. This is something where you should invest no matter what, and the sooner you start, the heavier you will get later. This is where money starts behaving like a Marvel villain, quiet at first but unstoppable later on. Like, if you invest 200 a month in your early 20s, then just leave time to do its work. Time will do the heavy lifting for you and you will gain more and more as the time passes by. Wait for 10 years to start and congrats, you had just donated lakhs of rupees to your procrastination and laziness, where you just wanted to give your money to the index funds which will grow on its own, and you will need only 2 brain cells, that is one to find the amount in your account and second to invest it. That's it. Index funds may find to be boring as they are really less volatile and won't cause drastic changes cause of any commodity changes like silver dropping its rate, gold dropping its rates. Index funds are not much impacted by that. So here is less drama in here and low fees as they are not going to have a heavy cut for your profits. It has a really broad exposure as they invest only in top 50 companies or organizations which are doing really well for past few years. So these won't make you rich overnight, but they will make you wealthy slowly, which actually works, and that's what we want. Cause something doing passively something for you, and that is growing your money, then it's more than a win. So instead of wasting time to build up a habit of investing a fixed amount of your salary into index funds, it's always better to automate it so that that fixed amounts get withdrawal from your saving accounts and is sent to your broker, which will further invest it into the index funds of your choice. Obviously, you can look out and research which of the best index fund provider are doing well and just do your SIPs into them. And that way you are good for the future. Also, just apart from running a side hustle and paying for index funds, there is something important which you should invest in your early 20s. The fourth thing I am speaking about is education, which really matters. So, what you can do with your money is actually get decently skilled in your early 20s, something like buying a book, a course, or a workshop where you can learn new things and practice or experiment with those. So, these skills will actually be your income sources in later ages. The best thing you can do in this case is learning from people who had actually built it. It's not like renting someone's skills, but learning what they did and what not to be done by you. Skills compound harder than money, and once you learn something, no market drop are gonna take it away from you. So always focus on what you are learning and what you can invest your time in so that it will help you in future. Next up on the list, we are buying experience, by which I mean traveling. Not max out credit card traveling for Instagram likes and expecting that someday Instagram is gonna pay your next trip. I mean real traveling. That kind which teaches you something like confidence, something like problem solving skills, or a perspective which will humble you faster. Bonus tip: use your credit card for this cause those points may give you better benefits on your next trip and will provide you with the better experiences or returns or rewards that you can claim in later phases. And the best thing about credit card in this case is gaining a good credit score, which will provide you better loans in future. And if you want to know more about why you should take loan, then you can always look out for this video in the eye icon over there, and it will teach you why you should take loan and not pay it full. But for this expense, the points to be noted are pay in full, build your credit score, let reward pay your trips, and that's how you travel without sabotaging your future. So those were the knickknacks which you should own and afford in your 20s, but there is something real that you should have in your 20s. Not compulsorily, but having it would be a really big positive point in your case. So it is real estate. This is the scariest part for the people by saying as it's not affordable thing to have and 20s is not a great place where you earn a lot. Real estate works because people appreciate the presence of it and the rate are going to increase eventually as the time passes. Unless there is any unfortunate event which may go wrong on that real estate, or else you can also earn with rent income. There are also things something called house hacking where you can just live in one and rent the other. That way you are asking someone to pay the mortgage you are owning right now. The next important thing may sound more like a halt than an investment tip. Buy transportation, not status. Notice I didn't say buy a car, I said buy transportation. Cars are wealth destroyers. They eventually lose amount that they own and that can be seen immediately. Once the car leaves the showroom, it already drops by 20 to 30% of its value. They depreciate faster than your motivation after a leg day. So you have to understand why a car is not something you should own. A monthly payment for your flashy car is more like an invisible wealth tax that you are paying for an luxury item you bought. But something boring can also do the job. Buying a cheap second hand is always great. Every financer will always advise you to go for second hand items. cause they have a huge discount rate. Moreover, 60% of the discount is what you are given for an second-hand car, and buying those is not a bad thing. You are always getting the job done with those, right? So why not buy them on the second-hand discounted rate and save those EMIs and interest for something better? Buying a transportation system is obviously great because you need to be somewhere on time and you don't want to lose wealth because you was not there on time. And that's how people accidentally become wealthy because they stop being a scum and investing in luxury items and thought a bit practical about this transportation system itself.
Tobias, what are you doing?
Throwing money at the problem.
Okay, money isn't the solution to every problem.
It is if you've got enough.
Next up, and the last item on the list is buy your health. I mean health insurance. Cause nowadays the medical bills you pay are not cheap. And paying a decent premium per year for those health insurance is not bad, as those insurance will cover you for a huge amount which you may pay for a bigger disease, and you will be saved by that because you have an insurance for it. The premium may vary from around 1000 to 2000 per year and will not be as expensive as the medical expenses you will face if you don't have this insurance. Best thing you can do apart from the insurance is having decent rest, cause a bad health may cause you bad decisions in future, and get some sleep, a real good food and movement to your body, as that's what we are going to need for a longer run. Wealth obviously requires stamina, as that's the fuel for your patience to wait and look things grow around you, cause your money is invested and is waiting for you to be patient with it. So the big idea behind these purchases is that they are not separate. They are reinforced by each other. Side hustle needs energy, investing needs discipline, real estate needs patience and health to support all of it. Most people fail because they try to do everything at once and burn out. Pick one, build momentum, stack slowly, and you will see the magic happen. So the last thing to note is your 20s will pass anyways. The only question is, do you want further freedom or future regret? This isn't about being rich, it's about having an option. Because 10 years from now, you will either thank yourself or wish this video showed up early.